My Multiverse Saga Phase 4 rewrite did pretty well, and a lot of you wanted to see me continue to make rewrites for Phases 5 and 6, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. We're only about halfway through Phase 5, so we're probably going to start getting my more original ideas in this video. This is MCU's Phase 5, done right. The first movie of Phase 5 would be Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which would remain mostly the same, except for one big change. T'Challa would be recast. I know it's a difficult choice for some people, but I truly believe that recasting Black Panther would have been the best option. Everything else could remain pretty much the same, with Namor being the main villain. I know T'Challa's death was a major plot point in the movie, and obviously it wouldn't work for this version though. Though I think this version of Wakanda Forever would most likely be more similar to the original script they had in mind. In the credits scene, we see Doctor Strange warn Sam Wilson, who is now Captain America, about Kang the Conqueror in the Multiversal War. Sam agrees that Kang is a threat and says that they need to get the gang back together. We see him begin to call both T'Challa and Carol Danvers. Then we get the first show in Phase 5, which would be Ms. Marvel. I think the main change I would make would be cutting out the Jinns altogether, since it just convolutes the entire plot of the show. I would just have Damage Control be the main villains of the season. Other than that, everything stays the same. Next up is Thor: Love and Thunder. This movie was not very well received due to its overbearing humor and ignorance of the more mature elements of the story. I would get rid of Taika Waititi as the director, and for the replacement, I don't know. I think James Gunn would honestly do a pretty good job on Love and Thunder, but I don't think that would necessarily work out with scheduling and stuff, since Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is right after this. Thor would be a very threatening villain, and we would see him kill a lot of gods. Other mature elements of the film would be shown more and taken more seriously, including Jane's cancer. In the end, Jane does die, and Gore's daughter comes back to life as Love. The post-credit scenes and everything else remain the same. Then we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This movie was amazing, and it already didn't really tie into the bigger story all too much, so I really don't see the point in changing anything. Everything remains the same. The fourth movie of Phase 5 would be Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and this would be a big one. Ant-Man and the Wasp hear Doctor Strange's warning about Kang in the Multiversal War, and Cassie feels like she could be doing something to help out San Francisco, while Scott and Hope are dealing with Avengers stuff. Eventually, Cassie steals a suit that was being made for her to use one day, and goes around acting as a hero. While doing this, she runs into a boy who says his name is Nathaniel Richards, and he's a time traveler. He says he came to the past to stop his future self from conquering the multiverse, and was hoping he could get the help of the Avengers. Cassie tells Nathaniel that she is an Avenger, and that she can help him. Nathaniel and Cassie try to work on building another time machine, since Nathaniel's broke, and while secretly experimenting in Hank's lab, they have an accident which causes both of them to be trapped in the quantum realm. Scott and Hope learn about what happened, and along with Hank and Janet, they travel to the quantum realm to save Cassie. While they're there, they run into MODOK, who would not be Darren Cross and would be George Tarleton. MODOK gained control of the creatures in the quantum realm after he was banished there by advanced idea mechanics, deemed a useless freak. Eventually, Kang the Conqueror learns that Nathaniel is in the quantum realm, and is worried that Nathaniel will be the key to stopping him. At the end of the movie, Kang travels into the quantum realm along with America Chavez, who he's using to hop through universes and timelines until his ship is fixed. Nathaniel takes up the mantle of Iron Lad and helps Ant-Man, the Wasp, and Cassie fight Kang, America Chavez, and MODOK. America Chavez breaks free from Kang's control and ends up escaping the quantum realm, along with Iron Lad, Cassie, and MODOK. Kang kills Hank and Janet and defeats Scott and Hope, leaving them stranded in the quantum realm as he escapes. In the very end, Iron Lad, Cassie, and America Chavez decide that they need to put together a team in order to help the Avengers stop Kang. In the credits scene, Sam Wilson's new Avengers team that currently includes him, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, and War Machine learn about what happened to Ant-Man and the Wasp. Before they can react, they're alerted that there might be another problem they have to attend to, up in space. The second show of Phase 5 would be Daredevil Born Again. This would continue the street-level story that started in Phase 4, and in the show, Kingpin would be running for mayor of New York City. Kingpin's platform would be outlawing vigilantes in New York, especially street-level ones like Daredevil, Spider-Man, and Hawkeye. Kingpin tries to screw with Daredevil's life, and he ends up exposing his identity, which leads into the Born Again storyline from the comics. Towards the end of the show, Spider-Man makes an appearance, and in the end, Kingpin wins the mayoral election. After that, we get Spider-Man 4, titled The Spectacular Spider-Man. This would be the conclusion of the street-level storyline. Now that Kingpin has been elected mayor of New York City, all street-level vigilantes have been outlawed, including Spider-Man. Peter starts college at ESU, meets Gwen Stacy and Harry Osborn, and gets a job at the Daily Bugle while trying to keep a low profile as Spider-Man. Spider-Man and Daredevil team up to try and expose Wilson Fisk as the criminal he is, but they face troubles when Kraven the Hunter goes after Spider-Man, since he's been made illegal and there's a bounty on his head. Unlike No Way Home, a lot of the public wouldn't support Spider-Man being hunted down by Kraven. In the end, Spider-Man teams up with Daredevil, the Punisher, Hawkeye, and Kate Bishop to defeat both Kraven, Kingpin, and Tombstone, who is one of Kingpin's assistants. Kingpin ends up getting arrested after he's exposed. Throughout the movie, J. Jonah Jameson tries to throw his hat in the ring at taking down Spider-Man, and in the end, he finally finds a way to do it. Even though he's been made legal again, in the very end of the movie, Jonah bails Mac Gargan out of prison and tells him he has a way for him to take down Spider-Man. In the credits scene, Tombstone is revealed to have been a Skrull. Next up is the Marvels. After hearing about the problem going on involving the Skrulls, Sam Wilson's new Avengers team sends Captain Marvel into space to deal with it, since they're busy with the Kang and AntMan situations. Captain Marvel finds out that the Skrulls are preparing an invasion on Earth after not receiving the home that was promised for them. Captain Marvel teams up with Monica Rambeau, also known as Photon, who is working with Sword, and Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, who they run into somehow. While trying to stop the Skrulls, the three of them meet Prince Thoric, who decides that this planned invasion is wrong and sides with Captain Marvel. They lose in the end, and Captain Marvel comes back to Earth, warning the Avengers of another problem to add to the list. In the credits scene, Iron Lad, Cassie, and America Chavez approach Miss Marvel and Prince Thoric about joining their team. The penultimate movie of Phase 5 would be Thunderbolts. It would follow Baron Zemo putting together a team of superpowered individuals after some of the other heroes of Earth seem to have gone bad, due to the Skrulls impersonating them. It would pretty much be a Dark Avengers situation. The team would consist of Baron Zemo, US Agent, Red Hulk, Yelena Belova, Bullseye, who would appear in Born Again, Ghost, and Taskmaster. That's about all I have for ideas on the story of the film, so leave in the comments below what you guys think should happen. The final show of Phase 5 would be Nick Fury, which follows Nick trying to make sense of all the multiversal war and shape-shifting alien stuff, while feeling like things have gotten out of hand and he's lost his touch. This show would set up Secret Invasion with several big characters being revealed as Skrulls, and Nick Fury helping Sam Wilson fully assemble the new Avengers. The final movie in Phase 5 is Avengers Secret Invasion. This would be an all-out comic-accurate adaptation of Secret Invasion. Pretty much every hero introduced and alive up to this point would appear, and like half of them would be revealed as Skrulls. The main villain would be Kl'rt, the Super Skrull, who can replicate the powers of all the heroes. In the end, the Avengers stop the invasion, Nick Fury dies, and Ant-Man and the Wasp are rescued from the Quantum Realm, further warning the Avengers about how much of a powerhouse Kang is. And that's how I think Phase 5 could be made just a little bit better. I hope you guys enjoyed and thought that this was an improvement over the last video. Speaking of that, I know that some of you want to challenge me to a multiverse rewrite off, and I don't know if I'm necessarily down for that, but if you want to have a competition, I'm down for a good game of rock, paper, scissors, or even a staring contest. So it's really up to you. I also wanted to remind you that I do have a Patreon, so if you want to support me even more than you already do, go check that out. Thanks for watching, and peace out.